Yeah, let it run for a couple seconds. All right, boys and girls. It is time once again for the Old Man Gaming Hour. Welcome to the show, boys and girls. I am Jake, as always, joined by my cohort Josh.
The cohort.
Yeah, cohort. We got a few things to talk about this week. Mainly being the launch box for 4th edition was revealed. As Squidmar would say, it would be a grand reveal. But we don't have a smoke machine or anything, so we're just gonna.
And we're not from Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
I think he's from Sweden. I don't know. He's from some Norwegian country.
Yeah. Swedish sounds right.
Yeah, he sounds Swedish.
So we will go through the stuff that's in the box. It's pretty exciting stuff, I think.
Absolutely.
And there's not a lot of other things going on. We'll touch on a few things, but we'll get right into the show here. But before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us on social media and all the shit.
I'm going to do that now.
What does Vince say? Click things to make dings or whatever.
Clicky, touch the buttons.
Yeah, just the buttons. So links are going to be in the show notes after the show. I'll put them in there if you need them. If not, you'll find them on wherever we have our social media posted stuff. But outside of Warhammer, do anything outside of Warhammer this week, Joshua?
Well, you obviously know we played a little Shatterpoint after our 40k
game.
Yeah, after our AoS game. I would say you kind of taught me to play Shatterpoint. A lot of the rules were wrong. I watched a couple videos afterwards, and we're gonna hit it again probably this week and try it again. I picked up an army. For that, it's only 8 models, which is really cool. I got the Vader with some stormtroopers and the Jedi hunters. I really wanted who's that robot clown? Grievous, General Grievous. Yeah. But he was unavailable at the store I went to, so I just figured, fuck it. So I picked this up, and I also started. Well, I guess this is on my work desk, but I also started painting my my Marvel models. I started on my Thanos, so putting in some work on that while we wait for the 4th edition to officially drop. Don't figure I'm going to paint any more AoS till I decide what I'm going to play, and we're going to have a hint on what I might be thinking about in a little bit. So, what about you?
Cool.
What'd you do?
I mean the Shatterpoint game, obviously, that we got in. I would say that the rules weren't wrong. I think we just played them not quite right. I mean, we did
some stuff wrong and some stuff right.
Yeah, we did look up the stuff in the rule book. It wasn't like we just fucking winged it. I mean, we read through it. Obviously, we were doing it not exactly the right way, which in hindsight would have made our game way faster.
Sure.
We played it a little slower version, I guess.
That's all right.
I think if we play that again with how we should be playing some of the rules, the game will go quicker, so it'll feel better. You know what I mean?
I think so too. Plus, we did a few things like you multiple times stacked a couple extra things on me, and it turns out that's just wounds and stuff. So yeah, not getting bled twice or whatever it is. Exhausted.
Well, still, like if you're doing more damage to people because they already got debuffs on them, you're gonna wound them faster. You're gonna get more tokens on the struggle meter faster, and it's gonna be way faster game.
Sure. So I'm looking forward to playing that.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Other things outside of Warhammer. Yesterday, my brother invited us over, and we just had a pool day. He
I'm
opened
pretty
his.
jealous about that.
Yeah. Too bad you're in Lansing.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he he didn't have anything going on this weekend, and they opened their pool last week or a couple weeks ago. No, last weekend I think. So we just went out there and hung out, had a cookout type deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. But
Okay.
that's pretty much outside of Warhammer. I mean, besides the normal go to work shit,
Well,
didn't do much else.
it's true. It's true. Okay. I mean,
Um,
obviously, I'm in the Ohana room tonight or
yeah,
today, so
yeah,
I'm at work, but I've only got one more day, so then we'll be able to get some games in this week.
yeah.
Off at 6.
Um, yeah, we will. The oh, work desk. I know you alluded to painting Thanos up for your MCP game.
Yep.
Got anything else going on that work desk, or was that it?
I primed all the rest of the models for the MCP, and I've got my guys over here that I built for the Shatterpoint. So I'm going to get them primed up. I think that's all I have here right now. I busted out my Fanatic paints, the new Fanatic Army Painter line. I picked that up a while ago, and I haven't had the opportunity to really use it because I use a lot of their speed paints. And I decided for these smaller armies, I'm gonna try to put a little more detail, and a little more time into them.
How
So
do you
far, that's what I've been doing.
how do you like that paint? Does it feel pretty
I
good,
think
or
the paint's really nice. I think the
yeah?
paint's really nice. I use a wet palette with the speed paint. I use the speed paint medium. Haven't had to use it so far with the Fanatic paints. I just use a little bit of water in my like my wet palette, and I can add it to the paint, thin it down enough. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I felt like it's thin. It doesn't really dry out too fast. It goes on really smooth. I'm not real unhappy about any of my work I've done on this model so far. So yeah, I mean, I'm so far pretty impressed. But I mean, I've had obviously limited reviews. I've only done probably 6 colors so far. So with the Fanatic line.
Well, still, I mean, if it out of the bottle, it's working for you. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I have the old Army Painter set, which I don't have much to compare it to other than the GW
Citadel stuff.
paints.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, well, cool though. At least you got a nice paint set for up there to slap some paint on some models.
Yeah.
For myself, on the work desk, I actually have something this week.
Yeah, you've been showing me.
I took a few pictures of some stuff yesterday. Sent to Josh. It's out of reach right now, but I started painting some terrain. I've had some 3D printed like medieval homes, or like one's a home, one's a church, and one's a mansion or whatever. I don't know what to call it, but so I got some buildings. I got them primed up, glued together because they come modular for D&D or whatever. But I'm never playing that, so glued that shit together. Primed them, and I put the first coat of some dry brushing on for the
Nice.
bricks. I think it'll turn out. Okay. I think it'll be the same recipe as I did rocks and boulders and shit like that before.
Yeah.
A couple different colors of some light tan to make the rocks, and then a ink wash to fill in all the recessed spots, and then one more dry brush with some highlights. However, I did want to ask your opinion on the roof color.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about your roof color.
I almost wanted to do like Tim did on that big giant tower, like a dull red or a rusty red color.
I agree with that.
Which I may have to pick some up Or I just use
Michaels.
my other paints, but
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd go to Michaels and get some cheap stuff. I don't think I'd spend the money on, using the G Dub and then like busting through that. That's like at Michaels, you get like 5 times as much for a slightly less, lower price. I mean, it just makes more sense for a train unless you're trying to do something for like an absolute fucking beaut,
Yeah, no. So I'll probably have to do that, but I want to get the walls and stuff done first. Make sure I get that how I want it. And then obviously the last step would just be painting all like the wood beams, and that's just easy peasy brown.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you just got to put a little effort in, and the train stuff usually looks really good.
Yeah. So the goal is to try to get those few pieces done by the weekend, so we could use it on a table if need be. I know. Well, I guess we'll talk about that in the when we talk about our stuff. But I guess we'll just go over a little bit of updates on how we get stuff for a tournament coming up in a minute here. But other than that, that's all you have on the work desk per se. We did get a game in last week.
I mean, you want to talk about it?
You can go ahead. I think you have more to say about it than me.
So I played my Iron Jaws list that I played against Ethan last week.
Yeah.
I thought, all right, I did good against Ethan's Bony Boys, so I thought I'm going to take this over to Jake's house, try it again. And you know how Iron Jaws roll. They roll pretty aggressive with bravery of like about 6.
Yes.
And so Jake thought that it would be an excellent trial game just so I could learn my rules and everything to bring a bunch of stuff that lowers my bravery and then screams me the fuck off the table. So yeah, it was super fun. Like I think we went about 2.5, 3 turns. I don't know that I had any models left. Probably like something small, and it was fucking dumb. It was a complete waste of time. But at least we got to play half of a full incorrect Shatterpoint game right after that. So it really just made the evening like chef's kiss. Like I could not believe how excited I was to fucking get to play against that fucking random list that I'll never see ever. So now I don't even think I'm gonna play Iron Jaws.
I mean, I don't think you should give up on Iron Jaws by any means.
Oh, no, I like Iron Jaws.
I think it's a good army. I didn't put 2 and 2 together when you were like, yeah, I'm gonna test out Iron Jaws. I was like, cool. In my head, I was like, he's gonna smash all of his Iron Jaws into my dragons, and they're immediately gonna die because they are squishy. I didn't factor in the list that I had made with Usharan and the bravery debuff stuff. I guess probably in hindsight, maybe I should just not have played with those rules.
Well,
like if you just played into the monsters, I think it would have been better.
Yeah, no, it's fine. That's not even going to be rules in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what I mean. Like that was kind of a. It was in hindsight, it was like probably not the best test for you. Which I didn't. But like I said, I didn't realize. To my defense, it was not planned to go. Oh, he's got a low bravery destruction army, and I'll just play my bravery debuff army into him. And
I think you were thinking, well, I'll play this. It'll be easy to get out. It'll be easy to put away. It'll be a fast game, and it was a fast game. But I don't think it exactly went how you initially expected.
No, I thought it was going to be fast the other way, honestly.
Well, and I didn't go into you right away. I play everything much more conservative than.
I did mention that. I thought, like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's not, like, running across the board and pinning me back like a lot of Iron Jaws likes to do anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's strange. I did get the double into 2, which was bad for you, right? Or no,
Yeah.
I won the priority and I let you go. But the first turn
And
that
I
I
barely
went,
moved.
yeah, the first turn that I went, I killed a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. I don't care. It was a super fun game.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you still love it a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that matchup again.
I mean, but honestly, sometimes that stuff does happen in tournaments where you run up against the list that you're ill-equipped to handle or whatever,
Well,
right?
I mean, it's just a list that I
There's a
can't beat.
bad
And
matchups all over the place, depending on what kind of list people bring. But and one of the reasons why I wanted to run all monsters was really because when we have our RTT next weekend, and if I have to play for whatever reason, if someone drops beforehand or during, I didn't want a lot of model count things if I got to get in the game. And it needs to be fast in case, I mean, you know, if I'm running the thing, I can't be screwing around going to time. And so I thought, well, if someone can kill me fast, fine. I don't care, you know. So,
yeah. Well, maybe even so, if we get to the point where we would need a ringer, one of us probably could drop and just lower the tournament count by.
yeah, that's also an option.
I think that's probably better because you always go to time no matter what. And so,
well, I mean, not in our game.
yeah, well, that game we probably still played 3 hours.
No, we did not. We did not. We might have played 2. Maybe 2.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I got there pretty early, and then we were done pretty early, and then we still had time to play Shatterpoint. So.
Yeah, so.
Poorly.
All right. Recent events. We do have one recent event that I wanted to touch on this week. Our good buddy Jeff from L Lansing. That would be the Lansing in Spanish.
I was gonna say, L like EL.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like L.
No, that was my Spanish.
Like llamas.
Yeah, I heard. 2 L's. I heard the YouTube algorithm. Like if you speak some Spanish words, you get more views. That was it. That was my attempt. See,
yeah. Hombres, baños, mucho cerveza.
Yeah. Many beers. Yeah.
Well, and men's bathroom.
Oh, okay, got it. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have 100 views this week.
Hundy, solid Hundy, straight Spanish.
Anyway, the Jeff's event was called the Cobra Kai 2024 All Valley AoS Tournament. Pretty bomb title.
That's a straight fanatic.
Yeah, he's straight fire with that. I like that. They did have 14 players, Jeff being one of them. I'm assuming he had to step in and be the ringer, or he just decided to play in his own event. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since, but the event was in Lansing, obviously at Hoplite Games. Yep.
Yeah, their new location. I think we talked about it last week. Much bigger, much more space for games. Yep. And you know, it was yesterday, and damn it, if I didn't forget, if you would have reminded me, I would have woke up early and went over there before I went into work. But
yeah, I didn't even think about it until last night when I was looking at our event, and his popped up because I had it saved.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they did a 2,500 point AoS tournament.
That's pretty awesome.
3 rounds of massive amount of models on the board to send away 3rd edition in a big bang. They did have their own list building criteria just because the points increase for the size. But it'd be cool to see or hear about how that went. If anybody went to that tournament, leave a comment in the video here so we can discuss it with you. As far as how it went, it was won by none other than Stormcast Eternals, boys. Let's go! 4th edition, we roll.
Nice.
So so it was won by Justin Messer with his Hammers of Sigmar list. Let me pull that up real quick just to give you an example of what it was. Scions of the Storm Hammers. I'll just read through it real fast.
Oh, okay.
Spellcasting Savant, Grand Strat. Oh, you'll love this. Knight Incantor with Blizzard. Okay.
Love that. Mm-hmm.
Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds as the general, with an arcane tome. Ionis Cryptborn, badass motherfucker.
Love that, man.
Lord Castellan on Star Drake.
Wow.
Big old dragon.
Yep.
3 units of Vigilors for battle line with a unit of Sequitors.
Okay. I love Sequitors. They're too bad they're going away. Some of my favorite models.
2 units of Stormdrake Guard.
Wow.
And the Everblaze Comet.
How's he fitting all that in one army? Oh, 2,500 points.
2,500 points, boys. Let's go.
I'm like, damn, that's a lot of fucking shit.
I know. I was like, dragons, big dragon hero. Jesus, yeah. So he brought a bunch of big sticks, I guess. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, sounds like it was a pretty straightforward list. So you just, take some objectives, keep people from getting on them, and you have enough stuff.
I mean, he brought basically the Star Drake, right? So he's got that Rain of Stars or whatever the hell that thing's called spell. He's got the Everblaze Comet, which is going to blast the shit out of stuff. The Knight Judicator's the long range sniper hero guy. So I think he's got a lot of stuff that can do damage at range. Yeah. And then he's got the Stormcast or the Stormdrake Guard, a couple units of those dudes flying around doing mortal wound shooting. So I think a lot of it softens somebody's list up before you ever get into combat.
And then you bring those big thugs in and just put a hammer on them. And you got to remember, Ionis can. Doesn't he have a prayer that he does damage to like multiple?
Yeah, it's like a chain lightning type of prayer.
Yeah.
He does have that shooting ability that like burns someone's soul for the rest of the game if you don't heal it off. So
sounds like there's a lot of shooting in that in that list.
It's quite a bit actually, and then still none of those guys are weak in combat.
Right.
You know, the big units of dragons. So yeah, it's cool.
I'm excited to see what they do with these boards.
Well thought out list on that. Coming in the second place was Jeff. Also 3-0. Not as many victory points. He did play his Lumineth list that he's been running.
Okay.
He brought.
He's got to know that it's not classy to win your own tournament, so it's good that he took second.
Yeah, I think he must have purposely gave up some points or something. So he brought Teclis, Escanari Cathalar, Severith, because why not? The Twins, a Lore Seeker with Blizzard, because that's fucking dope.
Yeah, that just fucking stands on their side.
That's the dude that doesn't die and just gets set up right in the middle of the board or wherever.
Right.
2 units of 10 Wardens, a Ballista, Twin Stones, Endless Spell, the Shards of Valaga, and then the Shrine, obviously, and then he's got a unit of 20 Sentinels and another unit of 10 Blade Lords. Appears we lost Josh. All right, you're back. Don't do whatever you just did again.
I did nothing. I just sat here.
You got disconnected for a second.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. So, anyways, so Jeff brought apparently an unbeatable list and placed second place. Other notable bros. Let's just do we'll do what Rob does. We'll just do the 2 ones. Tony Carley placed 3rd place with Blades of Corn Bloodlords list.
Okay.
Our buddy Justin Crandall comes in 4th place with his Sylvaneth Heartwood.
Okay.
Another one of our buddies, Justin Grayson, Daughters of Cain.
Oh.
Xanther Kai as the sub-faction for his list. And then rounding out the 2 ones is Tony Hennanen. If I said that right. Playing Seraphon Cordis Claw.
Cordis Claw.
Yep. So that was the Cobra Kai All Valley tournament. Pretty cool thing that they did up there. Sending off 3rd edition with a big old game.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Smart idea.
Yeah. So we might, it's not copyrighted to do that, so we might steal that. We might steal that in the future.
I mean, we basically steal all our shit.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, yeah. The quality of our show we steal from other shit shows.
Some of the themes in our show we steal from like Warhammer Weekly. We're going to eventually steal Pimp My List from my friend Brad Chester's show. Yeah, we're going to steal the fucking points from Jeff's tournament. I mean, we basically just best of all worlds.
Yeah, everyone else is doing all the work, and then we're just going to take the best pieces and make the shittiest content.
Right, by default.
I think that is the business plan for success.
Well, it's our business plan.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Jeff's event. That was the only one that was this past weekend that we care about in our area. Upcoming events. What do we got on the table?
Well, we still have ours coming up May 25th.
Hell yeah, boys. Let's roll.
And that is next weekend, right? Next Saturday?
Next weekend.
A week from yesterday.
Yes. So 6 days from now, we will be hosting our first ever RTT at the local game store here in Monroe, Michigan. Currently, it is full. However,
full?
Yep. We got one of Michael's buddies that goes to the game room. Messaged me a couple days ago, and he was asking if there was still spots, so I got him in. So, if nothing else, or if no one else drops, we'll be at 20 strong still. I do have something to tease out. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera here because of the blurry, but I got these back today.
Okay.
It's not going to show it good.
Worry. Bring it back 6 inches. Yeah, it's not going to show it. All right, but those look hot.
All right. Well, anyways, these are the trophies. Nice. Yes, we did make trophies for an RTT. I thought it was cool.
First ever, yeah.
They're not super fantastic, but yeah, my dad has a little mini wood shop in his garage, so I went down there, constructed some trophies, put some sequiturs on the top because those guys are fucking useless anymore. And we just got the plaques for the trophies back this week. So so those are ready to go. So that's pretty exciting. We do have
finishing up on some terrain.
Yep, I was just gonna say Tim mentioned that I have the terrain ready this week, so he'll have to get that to us somehow. We have the mats already. We have the prize support already. So I think all that's left really is sometime this week heading over to the store to make sure that they have all the tables, because I think they had to get some tables or bring some tables in or whatever. I did message him on Facebook a couple days ago just to confirm that he's got the tables and stuff, and he said that he's got enough for 10 play spaces, so that's good. And I think I don't think there's anything else really that I can think of that we needed to shore up. It was mainly just, getting all the stuff together. Like, I physically have everything on hand with me right now, except for the terrain that Tim's going to bring.
Yeah.
So once I have that, I'll feel a little bit better, or at least we'll know like if there is anything else we need to bring to fill out any tables. But I did hear from the store owner previously, though, the employees at the store said Friday night would be a bad night to come in there and try to set up because it's their most busiest night. But when I asked again about it with the store owner, he said, no, you guys can come in Friday night. Because no one, I guess, uses the back room where we're going to be playing at.
Oh. What are those other clowns even talking about?
I think they were talking about they have a big card event.
Yeah, okay.
That happens Friday night. So, yeah, I don't know what.
We can open that other door. Like, we can open the outside door. And
yeah. So, we won't have a problem with getting our stuff in there Friday night and then setting up. At least enough setup that we can do minus the tables that the other guys are going to use in the other room for card games.
I did reach out to Aunt Jenny also about tables just in case. So I'm waiting to hear back from her.
Okay. Yeah, so we're ready, but we're ready, man. I hope no one else last minute drops, because that would be a little disappointing after they've been on the roster for a month or so now.
Yeah.
But understandable if stuff comes up too. But yeah, I think we're both pretty excited about getting our feet wet and running the show here.
Yeah, it should be good time.
Hopefully, I think what we would like is we hope that it's a fun enough tournament to where people are like, "Oh, cool! That's a fun tournament. We're definitely coming back for more."
Sure. Yeah. That's the goal. And then get enough people that come back for more, that when we do our GT, that they're like, yeah, we got to go with that.
So I guess we could mention that real quick. We haven't yet locked a date in for that, but I think it will probably be mid-February. I think that'll give us at least a month away from Adepticon if anybody wants to. Well, that, and or if since Adepticon's moving a little further away, maybe some people don't want to go to it because of the distance. I don't know. Or if you just are burnt out of going to a big con, then you can always just come to our GT and play 5 games. No, but it'll be 5 games.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you don't like going to Adepticon. I mean, that's fine. There's probably something wrong with you, but I mean,
well, not everybody also has the funds to do that all the time either. So you know what I mean?
Kidding.
Yeah, I know. I'm just for the people. I'm saying if you don't want to spend $1,000 or something to go out to Adepticon for the weekend, then come to our tournament.
Yeah,
we're way cheaper.
Yeah. And there's probably better food.
Well, that'll be a guarantee. That'll be a guarantee. Better food. That's what we should do. We should advertise our event as better food than Adepticon.
Come to our tournament in February. Better food than Adepticon.
That's actually fantastic. I might make a flyer.
Yeah,
I might do that.
Sold. I'm in. Hundy P.
All right, before we get into the main topic, again, we're going to do a couple shout-outs to the sponsors. One being Gray Matter Gaming. Again, I can't thank them enough for helping us out here on getting our first event off the ground. It would have been a little tougher, as far as getting stuff together, having a little bit of prize support for the players, and having enough mats to run all the games. So thank you, Andy and Gray Matter Gaming, for helping us out there.
Yep.
And also Michelle Anderson. I think I mentioned last week that we got her gift basket in with goodies for handing out at the tournament here.
Yep.
T for Its Treasures is her Etsy shop. We'll have the links in the show notes. Check them both out, please. All right, main topic, boys. Here we go. All right. Let's switch this up. Going vertical. All right. So, what we want to talk about is the launch box. We're going to go through the article that lists all the stuff that's in the box. We'll talk about it. If anybody wants to chime in, feel free. And we'll go over all the contents, the leaked cost, and we'll see what's in it and give our thoughts on what we think of the box.
Yep.
So, right off the rip, the launch box is going to be huge.
Freaking huge.
It's going to be huge. So here's an overview picture of all of the models that comes in the box. It's quite a bit. You're going to get, 74 minis.
Yeah, slightly more than last box, I think.
Which, I guess if it was anything other than Skaven, you might not get as many. But you're going to get quite a bit of clan rats there.
2 units of clan rats.
Yeah. So, overall, do you like the aesthetic? Do you like that we're getting 2 pretty big forces in the box?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about both. I have, there have been some leaks as far as rules go, and I pretty much now I'm sold in my brain that I'm going to give the Skaven another shot. I haven't played him since early third, I think, maybe late second. I don't remember when you started playing. I think it was second. I think you played a little bit in second.
I might have started collecting in second, but I think we started playing games early in third, I think.
Okay, so you've been playing in third.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, in early in third, I played some Skaven against you, but I kind of quit playing them pretty quickly because I just wasn't super happy with how they played. So now I'm fired up to give them another shot. There's a lot of freaking cool-ass shit in there, and we're going to look at it here shortly. But, I also like the look of the Stormcast, and Logan's my Stormcast collector. So he's going to get some new models there too, and we'll see what he thinks. Although he has talked about playing elves in this next edition, so I don't even know what's going to happen.
So his city's dream died?
Well, I have the cities. He can't have it. He can play with the old stuff, but he wants to be an artist and do all kinds of artsy shit, but then he's too busy and he's not like Michelangelo. Let's just say that.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I get you. I'm picking up what you're laying down. So, all right. So there's the overview of the models that come in the box. I am quite excited for the Stormcast half.
Yep.
And we'll probably end up splitting the box, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I assume you're just going to make me take your Skaven. We'll have to negotiate a price for that.
Okay, I would, whatever, Skaven. If you need it, we'll split it. If you don't need it, I'll just have it, I guess. I don't think I would play it, is the thing.
Well, I just don't think you will either, but I don't know. Maybe you just don't like the aesthetic of it, and that's really kind of...
Yeah, I guess rats are all right. It wouldn't be the thing that out of all the armies in the game, I would go, fuck yeah, that's it, man. That's the one for me. I do think that the new stuff is cool. They do have, we'll look through it, right? But they have some new cool stuff. Yeah, that's what I'll say. They have some cool things. I'm more sold on the Stormcast bros. I think they're all pretty fantastic sculpts, all the new stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So I
Yeah,
think I'm
they
more
look like
excited for
mountain
that.
armor.
But I guess I'm a Stormcast collector. I don't know.
You are, yeah. I mean, you like Stormcast, and that's fine. I think I don't know. I just have never been real super
Well,
excited
you're
about
not
it.
really into good boys.
That's true. I don't usually play the good guys.
Oops. Okay, so what we got? Here's a picture of everything that comes in the box, which
Yeah,
we'll
is
read
a ton
through.
of shit.
We'll read through what comes in it exactly here in a sec. But yeah, a lot of models. It's looking like there's some cards and some a couple books. And what is this? A launch box comes with terrain pieces, huh? That's also neat.
Yeah, I think that's like the train pieces for Spearhead.
Yeah,
It's like just a small board, so they just give you a few little pieces so you can get out there and start playing with these two armies right away.
yep.
I think it's a great idea. I
Yeah,
mean,
I like it. I mean, obviously it's not giant terrain pieces that you're going to use for a full AoS board or anything, but it's cool that you get a couple pieces basically for free that they sprinkle in the box.
for free. I mean, it's
I
it's
mean,
an
like, you
expensive
know what I
box. We'll
mean.
talk about in a minute.
There hasn't been a launch box with terrain in it before, so there you go.
I mean, there has not in this game, not in
Right.
AOS.
Well, that's what I mean.
GW has put out some train, and a lot of times it used to be cardboard. So I mean, this is quality stuff,
Yeah.
and it matches with some of their other stuff they put out. So you can make probably a table with
Sure.
this
Yeah.
type of terrain.
They have
And-
other similar things. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, look at it. It's a couple walls. You could just print some terrain that's similar, and it would probably fit right in and match. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. So it looks good.
Yep. All right, here's what is in the box exactly. Well, funny you should ask because they tell us. You get 24 Stormcast Eternal miniatures. Check.
Okay.
50 Skaven miniatures.
5-0, baby.
That's a shit ton. If anybody asks what a shit ton is, you tell them 50 Skaven miniatures because that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I'm like that's cool. I don't. That's actually kind of surprising, but probably needed for the way the army plays.
Well, yeah, it's all clan
Yeah.
rats.
You need a bunch of little boys. You do get 4 terrain features, as mentioned.
Yep.
You get 2 range rulers. I think they said there's a 6-inch one and a 3-inch one that you can click together to make a 9-inch ruler.
Really?
But yeah, it's like those. I think there's a picture, but it's like those just those plastic rods that have the notches in them or whatever.
Yeah.
You get the Warhammer Age of Sigmar core rule book. Okay.
The rules.
You get the Spearhead Fire and Jade rule book.
I mean, that's the book that I even care about. I think I don't even like AOS anymore. I'm all about Spearhead from here
Okay,
on out.
cool. Fire and Jade, baby. Well, you're still buying the launch box.
Glad it's all in one box.
Yeah, you get a double-sided game board, which is the Spearhead game board,
Yep.
which actually has printed objectives on it, so you don't even need objective markers. So
Cool idea.
even better for new players.
Yep.
You get the Spearhead card deck, which you will need in order to play the game, because they have a card mechanic in there. And then you get the General's Handbook cards. So everything you need, or all the rules and all of the battle plans in the General's Handbook that you would normally have, is now in card form. So you can play the game in the new edition right out of the box with the new General's Handbook.
Yeah, I wonder if they're not going to put out a book also.
I think
just with it all.
I think they said they're still gonna release a book, which when I watched Warhammer Weekly this week, I know Vince just isn't so thrilled about the General's Handbooks in general because there's a lot of bloat. He says, like, just give me what I need out of it. Just give me the battle plans and the season rules, and that's it. Like, I don't need anything else in that whole book. and it's probably correct, right?
I mean, most of it's the rule book. Like it's just another small version of the rules.
Right, I know,
I
but
don't.
to pay $50 for a General's Handbook, you're not getting anything but realistically the battle plans and the seasonal rules, right?
I mean, thinking back? Do you remember? I don't have one laying around here. Do you remember there being like fluff or anything? I just don't feel like there's any. I feel like
Let me see.
I don't feel like they talk about any. There's no stories. It's all. I mean, they give you the season rules and
All
then the
right.
battle plans and
Yep.
then the fucking rules.
So you get the pitch battle profiles,
Yep.
which is just some army rules. You
Yep.
get the special rules for the realm, which are the seasonal rules.
Yep.
You get the battle plans.
Yep.
In this recent one, they gave the update on the endless spells.
Spells. Okay.
Yep.
Update. Yep.
So those were all new and printed in the book, which you really don't need since all the shit's free in the app.
Not free in the app, but is in the app.
The app's free.
No, you got to enter the General's Handbook.
Well, I mean, what I mean is the errata for the endless spells were updated in the app. You didn't need the General's Handbook code to get them.
I thought you had to unlock them.
No,
Okay.
not those. And then you get a section that is the core rules.
Okay.
So I think that's what he's trying to get at is like, and then you get the index. So like a couple sections for the endless spells and the core rules you didn't need, and the only thing else left in here is the pitched battle profiles, which is whatever, and the battle plans.
Yeah, so I don't feel like there's flow. I like that the rules are.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I like the General's Handbooks. I do like how it is bound with the like the little spiral binder.
Yeah.
You can flip it open flat, and use it. It's a real good quality book.
Yeah.
So I think
I don't know
like I'll probably get one of those anyway. If they sell the book separate, like I don't know how I'm gonna like having a stack of those cardboard cards in my hand and flipping through those whenever I need to find something.
Hated it.
So
yeah,
that's my take on it.
Those will all get like eroded and things will get changed, and all of a sudden you'll be like, whatever.
Yeah. So, however, you do get the General's Handbook rules in the box. Is the point of this, right?
I mean, that is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. So, okay, so it does say here that, wow, I didn't catch this the first time through the article, but the box is divided into two sides coming in at 1,200 points. So they tell you the overall points of all the units in there, but they don't tell you what the units cost, which is interesting. I had a conversation with Justin Grayson the other day on Discord about, list building in 4th edition, and there's a lot of stuff like we wish we would have the information on right now, so we could even start like, fake making lists up to see what we could possibly be running in a few months here. So,
well, I think over the next few weeks, there's going to be a lot of things that are leaked.
Well, that or they're going to do, they're going to have the faction-focused articles come out. Now, whether we get one for every faction, who knows? Or if it'll just be like, a little bit of teaser for this faction, a little teaser for that faction to like try to get the hook into everybody going into
Get the hype train going.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. So let's look at the Stormcast Eternal models at a closer look here.
Okay.
First being, obviously, the centerpiece model for the Stormcast, new sculpts. Lord Vigilant on Grift Stalker.
Okay. Well, go ahead. You can go first if you want to.
I'll categorize this guy in one of the only category he can be in is this dude's hot. This is a hot model. This is fantastic. Love this dude. Love the pose where he's just like, you could picture this guy just trotting around the battlefield with this big ass fucking axe hanging out, just chopping heads off. Like the mounted cavalry hero type of dude that he should be. I do like that the new, what do you call those? The new behind the head dress thing is pretty big and ominous.
Yeah.
It's way bigger than other heroes from the past.
I can't remember what it's called either, but it looks good. That I do agree with that.
We'll see in some of the new weapons that they look larger on some of these new models than they've ever looked before on even heroes or even the troop or the regular foot troops guys. Yeah. That's cool to me. Bigger weapons are always cooler.
I mean, unless it's so big it looks like a cartoon weapon, but
well, this doesn't, right? It just looks like this is a two-handed axe that he's just wielding with one arm because he's a badass motherfucker.
Well, he's probably hanging on with the other one. We can't see the other side of the model, but my opinion is I'm not real certain how I feel about the bird mounts. I like some of the other mounts that they've had in the past, like the evocators on the Draco lines. I really like those mounts.
Squatted. They exist in the ether now.
That's not relevant. The models are still nice. I don't know that I like the birds. Looks like they're going to go that direction. I think I need to see another view of this mount just to see the head a little bit better, to be 100%, sold or not sold on it. But what I really like is the guy riding the riding the bird.
The dude's badass.
Is fucking straight badass.
Yeah.
The freaking huge flowing cape. I think this dude is freaking on point. You could put that guy in any mount and he'd look fucking sweet. Except for that.
That is true. I don't have a problem with the bird mount. It's different. It's new. Right? They don't have this type of bird. They had a bird kind of like this before, but this has like less feathers and more skin. The tail's a little different, I think.
It kind of reminds me of the Empire bird mounts. I can't remember what they're fucking called. The old ones from Warhammer Fantasy. Gosh, I wish I wasn't so freaking tired. It kind of reminds me of those a little bit. Maybe it's just the armor plate on the front, but otherwise,
on the chest?
I think, yeah. But I mean, because those things all had that, I didn't like those models very much. So I guess probably that's what I'm thinking of here. But I mean, honestly, it's a freaking beautiful model. It's a nice update to the range, and it's gonna freaking look amazing. And I'm sure some of these painters out here are gonna make that fucking look.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
I think this for me is an intimidating paint job. Coming from a novice standpoint.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on like how the guy's attached.
Dell, what's happening, brother? Welcome to the chat.
No, you're good. If he is completely separate from the mount, like his legs aren't attached to the body of the mount, it probably will be easier to paint, but I just don't know. He's probably going to be attached, right? At least like one of these legs or
maybe. I mean, they do it both ways. It's really hard to tell.
But the amount of stuff that like the cape goes over the top of stuff, he's obviously in the saddle with draped things around. So I don't know how it's going to be constructed. It would be the only thing. Another thing to point out that I didn't really notice before is all the new Stormcast dudes have all like the toilet paper roll stuff.
The purity seals without the purity seal on it.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of neat. It's cool that you can. Obviously, they're going to be flat surfaces to do your own little freehand on them.
Yeah. Yeah, without
that's
the
kind of neat.
indentation. Yeah, I think that looks it's better that way. I mean, you can make it as plain or as cool as you want. You can write stuff on it. You can just make it toilet paper. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all about what you want to do, which is really, I mean,
Sure.
the whole
Yeah.
goal.
Right. So overall, thumbs up on this, bro.
I will give it 2 thumbs up myself.
Lord Vigilant. Oh man, that dude's badass. Hopefully his War Scroll's really good. I think this is what I think. I think if they honestly went through and wrote the War Scrolls off of the models, clearly they had the model already before they wrote these rules. I hope that his War Scroll matches how cool this dude is. You know what I mean?
Like,
it'd be underwhelming if he was like, oh, he's just a normal Stormcast hero on a mount. So his stats are 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1 damage or 2 damage, right? Like the normal regular profile for a Stormcast dude.
Then the monster has some like feet attacks and a bite or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
so hopefully it's not like underwhelming. That's all I have to say. So, fingers crossed for that dude because he's cool as shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Next on the list is Lord Terminos.
This guy's pretty cool.
This dude is straight fucking fire. This guy.
Yeah.
That fucking axe. Bro, if that thing doesn't do damage 4.
Yeah, I don't know. So the story on this dude is, I guess, like this guy offs all the Stormcast Eternals that are too far gone. He's the guy that fucking smokes them. And his buddy in the back there is like the one that keeps him from losing his mind. My thoughts are that I hate fucking models that are standing there with their weapon on the ground and they're leaning on it. I mean, these models are used in a war game. This isn't a diorama where the guy's standing in the middle of a fucking temple. I just don't like models leaning on their weapons. They do it all the time with dwarves. I think probably because there's not a lot you can do with dwarves to separate them. But but that's my thought. Now the model is fucking sexy.
Right.
And I mean, if there was a way, I don't know how it's built, just like you said, but if we can get that thing actually swinging that axe instead of fucking leaning on it, I'm going to say fucking chef's kiss. Del says, the sculpts just keep getting better and better. And he's right. I mean, every model they put out is...
Oh, sure. Yeah. And this guy, yeah, maybe you're right, but I don't have a problem with I guess this pose to me would be
casual pose.
Well, it's casual, but it also says "Don't fuck with me" pose.
Yeah, but I can walk up behind him and cut his head off, and he's leaning on his weapon.
Nah, you don't walk up behind this dude.
Well, no, because his little bro's behind him. But,
yeah, I mean, he's got the little like judgment fireball things, and he'll be like, "Turn around, bro," and then if he can swing this axe, this dude is the strongest Stormcast dude I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sweet axe. The axe is cool as shit. He just should be cutting somebody's head off with it as opposed to fucking laying down on it.
Well, I would agree that an action pose would be better. However, this is kind of like I know I'm a badass motherfucker, and I'm going to stand here until I need to pick this axe up.
Yeah.
But when I do, you're already dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Del says if he's got time to lean, he's got time to clean.
Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. Spoken like a real mother right there, Del. So, yeah, I love this dude. Yeah, maybe if he was holding his axe in like more of a Annihilator Grand Hammer type of pose.
Yeah.
But still
trying to see what he's got on his shoulder pads. It looks like that left one has some kind of a face or something on it.
Yeah, it's probably like a lion or something.
Yeah.
Most of the all the heroes have like some animal, right?
Yeah.
On one side. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what it is from this picture. The other side's cool with the chain and the fur. I think there's actually better pictures of these. Maybe we can run through the other articles real fast after this. And I think there's multiple like camera shots of the heroes from the two sides.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the other
that'll
articles,
give a better representation, I think, of what you're trying to look for.
Yeah.
But we'll get through this one, and then we'll go check those out real quick.
Yeah, no hurry. Let's roll.
Lord Veritant. Hello. Hello, blind man with the fire sword and the fucking griff doggy thing. That's cool, too. This dude's actually pretty cool to me. Sure, with a brazier staff or whatever you're calling this thing, and then the flaming sword and the like what's the guy the guy from oh shit, the blind dude from the blind dude from the Star Wars movie,
the Jedi or whatever.
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't need to see to do all the badass things. It's cool.
I don't know. I hate
secret, a little secret to this model. This dude's a chick.
Oh, okay. Well, not relevant. I think if you could switch that head out, that model would be fucking.
Well, they're gonna come with helmets. You know it. All the heroes will come with helmets.
If not, someone will, and I'll just switch it out because I think this model is amazing with a different head.
I think you're right. I don't particularly like the unhelmeted Stormcast look. One being, I think helmets just look cooler in battle. Also, the other thing is, I don't know if I really want to paint actual faces. Me,
you're not wrong. Yeah.
However, this one, look at the shoulder pads and stuff on this dude. It's like a bear skull, maybe. Is that a bear?
Yeah, it looks kind of like that. And I am willing to bet that's a similar skull to the other model that we just looked at. And I'm willing to bet that has to do with the company. What is it called? The
Ruination guys?
Ruination Chamber. Yeah. I'll bet that they have that skull or something on them as their chapter symbol.
Yeah, it's very possible.
You could do that, guys, a Nurgle follower. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely use that staff for a lot of different models, just like fanatic type models. You could definitely use that staff on a lot of different things, but I mean, I'm not sure that I want to chop that model up. It's too pretty.
Yeah, it is good. The new Griff Hound is apparently now called a Griff Crow.
Yeah. Bird themed. Everything's bird themed,
which is whatever. I mean, like, some of the Stormcast heroes are gonna come with a little companion. So what?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't.
They do a couple.
Are good in the game right now.
They'll do a couple damage, maybe. They'll be like 4s and 4s damage.
I feel like they can go out there and like snipe stuff if somebody's not protecting an objective, and they can go to the shit on the sidelines and do stuff. So. And I'm sure they'll have some rules that make them freaking ridiculous.
Overall, thumbs up on this dude from me.
Yep, I agree. So far, so good with every model. I'll give them thumbs up, even though I don't love every piece of them. I still love them. Yeah. Model overall.
New Knight Questor. This is like an adventuring hero. Like, right? Like, this is kind of like an adventuring pose with the torch and a sword, and
that guy should be in Warhammer Quest.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that reminds me of that. Maybe that's a throwback to that type of thing, where you're like dungeon crawling and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Knight Questor again. Fine for a Stormcast hero. This will be your normal boy, right? This will be like the 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren 1/2 damage guy, and that's it. Unless he's got some other special rule, but
He may have a shield on his back. It's hard to tell, but
Yeah.
but he also has it looks like a lion on this guy. So I'll
Yep.
bet all three of them are lions now that you can get a good view of it. I don't know what the deal is with fire. Like now this is the second model holding a fucking brazier with fire. What's that about?
Well, I mean, maybe it's just to change him up a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they look good.
Yeah. I mean, this guy does have a different head than most Stormcast guys. He's got like the long hair and stuff, like a barbarian-esque type look.
Yeah.
So that guy's head I like. I don't think I would use it still, but I'm sure most people would be like, "Oh fuck, that's a cool new helmet or a new head." So
yeah,
pretty cool.
I mean, I hate that head the least. So
there you go. That's a winner.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
It's a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up.
It's still a thumbs up model.
It's a beautiful model. It's just not.
Here are the Reclusians that we've seen before.
We've seen these already.
The 3-man unit that's going to replace the Paladins, right? Is what I'm going to guess.
Well, Paladins may get a resculpt. We don't know. We don't know what's getting.
Well, sure, but if you want a 3-man elite unit, this is the dudes right now.
Yeah.
And again, these guys are just another top-notch sculpt.
Those are the best models in the box from this army. I love those models. They look fucking badass. They have sweet weapons. I mean, I love the armor. I love the whatever, the pauldron or whatever in the back. I mean, the little guys are meh. I honestly don't really care either way about the little guys, but those dudes are, I would do an entire army of those. They're freaking gorgeous sculpts.
I love those dudes.
Those models are freaking, that is it. Like if you can do an army with just those, I might just have to do that. We'll have to wait and see what the points and the rules are, but I mean, those are beautiful models.
Yep. These guys,
and the heads look
have
great.
These guys have like a bird skull.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just all a little bit different.
Yeah. Just something different each one.
Cool. Yeah. Double thumbs up for me on these guys. Sexy models.
Yeah. I mean, the little guys are cool, I guess, and we'll see what they do in the game.
I think they said that they were priests, so hopefully they have something that can buff your dudes up a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, I think they did give us some rules. I can't recall what they are. I never pay attention to Stormcast stuff.
All right, prosecutors. We've seen these before. These come in a box, a unit of 3. Also very cool new wings from the old style Starburst kind. You get this I don't know what they're referred to as, maybe like a Phoenix type of a wing. Yeah, cool. One comes with a Trident build, which is probably the unit champ, right, that we've seen before.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Pretty cool. I mean, hopefully these guys are playable, right?
Yeah,
because before you just never.
They will be.
Yeah. That would be my hope. I never collected a bunch of these dudes previously because they just were never taken in any list.
Well,
that was competitive.
The original ones from AoS 1, I feel like. I don't think there were any in AoS 2. And or maybe they were in AoS 2, but not AoS 3. They were not in a box set that you had gotten, and when they were the hotness, it was earlier editions.
Okay.
Early on in second or something. So I mean, but these models look good. I like the flight stands are not flight stands, but instead they're like attached to some shit on the ground. You can kind of work with that, or you can
it'll be a little
change
sturdier.
That up fairly easy. Different down there if you wanted to. I mean, it would be easy to do. But the models look great.
I guess if you did want flight stands, if you like that look, you could just cut these dudes' foot off of this rocks or these pillars and then just flight stand them if you wanted to, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know why you would.
I mean, it opens it up because, like a lot of conversions are like that, where they'll like take flying things like KO ships and stuff and put them on different whatevers, right? Or have these guys jumping out of fucking trees or something other than these little skinny pillars or whatnot. Yeah, you could totally do. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. I like these
And they look
dudes.
better.
Yeah, they look
They're
way better than the
skinnier.
previous ones.
Yeah, they're skinnier. The models look a little bit more badass. I mean, they're just. I mean, I like the old ones. I like these ones. You could theoretically even just mix and match. Honestly, I mean, not
Yeah,
every Stormcast has to be
I don't
skinny,
think
bro.
anybody's going to give you shit about it either.
No, I don't
But
know.
these
It
guys are,
looks good.
yeah, they're cooler than the old ones. So thumbs up, I guess here. Um, and everybody's favorite chaff unit, if there is one in Stormcast, new Liberators.
Libs,
Um,
they're beautiful.
yeah,
Second best sculpt in the army.
I like the helmets are a little bit more like of a Iron Man esque
Yeah,
type of helmet, which
yeah,
is cool. Maybe a little bit more rugged, right? I did notice before. Well, aside from like you get a two-handed weapon option with a dude if you want. Also, the hammers look way bigger than the previous version of Liberators. You wouldn't know unless, like, I just went through all my Stormcast models and separated all the discontinued ones out of the
yeah.
collection to put them in its own box. And the Liberator hammers are about the size of their heads. And now look at these. There's like twice as big as their heads.
But these heads are smaller, so that's
Well,
what I was
yeah.
thinking
Well,
when you were
maybe the
saying
models
it.
are a little smaller, but I think, well, who knows? I guess we'd have to have them in hand to
You
really
have to.
see.
You'd have to look at it side by side to be
But
100%.
the visual of this is they're swinging big
It
weapons.
appears that the hammers are much bigger.
Yeah. So still, these are really good sculpts for foot troops. Like you get everything you want. I mean, they don't have as much filigree or whatever stuff on them, the
Yeah, but
detailed
they're just
things.
bros.
Right, but these are your foot troops that are just like slap your armor on and go beat stuff, boys.
Go
Perfect.
stand on that
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, pretty cool. So those
Love
are
it.
Liberators. Now we're getting into Skaven. So the Skaven half of the
Oh,
box.
it's about fucking time.
Yeah, so that's Skaven. So moving on. Now I know there's a bunch of Skaven heads out here, so we'll go through these two. The first one will be the Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast, which is the the Stormcast version of the mounted cavalry hero guy. I actually do like this. I like the sculpt a lot, actually.
Okay, so the old one was Forge World, and it looked okay. I never owned it, but this model is freaking beautiful. I'm not in love with that rat's head, like the mount's head. I'm really just not in love with it. The rest of the mount looks fucking gorgeous. Um, and I just don't. I mean, I'm not in love with it. I probably again different angles. I might like it more, and maybe it looks good. I don't know. It's just for whatever reason, I need to see more of it, but I don't even care because the model is freaking beautiful. Now, Vincey, I saw on Warhammer Weekly, he didn't really like the weapon,
Yeah.
and like because he doesn't like the meteorite chipped blade. I think is what he was saying. I don't agree. I think that thing's beautiful. I think you can do a lot with it.
Yeah. The way they painted that's real good.
Yeah, it's got the typical green glow from Skaven. I mean, but the guy, the mount, oh, he's got a little gun. I just noticed. I
Yep.
mean that dude is freaking sweet. I love the freaking armor. It looks like the armor from the armored guys. What are they called? It doesn't matter. He looks like, I mean, he's perfect. This model was perfectly done. It's a perfect resculpt of a model from Forge World that was way too expensive, and now, I mean, I can't wait to own it and add it to my already large Skaven collection.
Yeah, everything you said is spot on, I think. I do particularly like the mounted, like, deranged rat. It's like it almost kind of reminds me of like a mount that's corrupted probably from Warpstone, but it almost looks like he's got fucking rabies or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that whole like mutilated type of crazy monster type thing that he's riding is cool. I do like that he's like in full armor. That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in Skaven, where
Well,
he's
the
got like
one
a
unit
full
that I can't think of their
bodysuit.
name. I'm such a bad fucking skating player.
Well,
Keep
I
going.
mean, you'll think about it like when you wake up this afternoon.
Right. I've been up all night.
I do like the weapon. I don't dislike the blade because you can make it look cool, like you said. When I looked at this the first time, because of the way the picture's taken, I did not see the pistol either.
Yeah.
It blends in a little bit, but that's cool. I think they did show, if I'm not mistaken, his war scroll on one of the streams, and he does have it is like as you would imagine a shoot and combat weapon.
Nice.
So
yeah, Storm Vermin's the infantry that I'm talking about. He looks like a Storm Vermin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this dude's sweet looking, especially for being a mounted hero. That's rat on rat. Why not? I think that's cool.
Yeah. It's the best model in the box.
I mean, honestly, though, like, would he be riding anything other than a rat? I know some people were like, "Oh, it's a rat on a rat." Well, right, but to be a cavalry dude, it would be a war machine then, right? Not
that guy's not
cavalry.
Riding a horse. Yeah,
sure. So yeah, cool. Whoever made the sculpt is a champ, because even I like this.
A true American hero.
There you go. Next up, the resculpt of the Grey Seer. I like this one.
It's cool. A beautiful Grey Seer. I don't think it looks that different than the last one. I would have to see him side to side. Yeah, I mean, Deli says he just likes that they're in plastic and they're just so freaking cool, and he's right. I mean, they're beautiful sculpts. It reminds me of the other Grey Seer. I would have to see him side to side.
Does the other Grey Seer have the dual horn system on his head?
Yep, Grey Seers have those horns. Yeah, Del, this is the 4th edition battle box. It's going to have all the rules in it. You got here a little late. It's going to have all the rules and everything else. It's going to be Skaven versus the Stormcast. Yeah, I mean, you should get it for just the Skaven, and then we can play.
Yes. Yes. Another new player. Let's go, Dill. Or a returning player. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
you guys are all old school.
Yeah, he's old school. The old Grey Seer had like a longer sword, and he stood on a bell. This is similar. I think that this sculpt will probably be very similar to the one that eventually they'll put out that's on a bell. If you look at the bottom of it, it looks like he's on a cracked, broken bell.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the sculpt is very similar to the one on the bell. But since they're doing a resculpt, they may not want to put out, they may want it to be different on the bell. But I mean, the model's perfect.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, it still looks great, right?
Yep. I mean, it's beautiful. I can't wait to add it to my collection, my already large collection of Skaven. Have I said that yet?
Yeah, maybe once.
Yeah. Best model in the box.
That?
There's our boy, the Warlock. Oh, you're going the other way.
No, I was like, that was the Grey Seer. Warlock Engineer. Yeah, we've seen this before with one of the previous articles. Mm-hmm. He is a little bit more, now that I've seen more rat sculpts, he is like the most like erected or upright of all the rats. I think mostly they're sculpted to be hunched over more type of dudes, but this guy's like kind of like this guy's kind of like the lookout bro that needs to see stuff, so he's standing up. I don't know. He's an okay sculpt. I don't like him as much as the previous couple that we looked at just now.
Yeah.
But he's fine. He's going to be a nuisance. He's an auto kill because of how cracked the Giselles seem to be.
I don't know why you think they're broken. I'm gonna bring 2 of this motherfucker, maybe 3.
That's why they're broken, because out of the box you're like, I need more of these. I need more of them. This dude is so good that makes the other units so good that I gotta have multiples.
That's why I'm buying my own box for me and the boys, and then I'm buying your half of the Skaven.
Oh, my half of the Skaven box we can split it. However, my box I don't think comes with a Warlock Engineer or Giselles. So I don't know what you're gonna.
Yours comes without it.
Either that or they'll be like some weird. They'll mess up on the sprues and they'll all be melted together or something.
Oh,
well, yeah. So maybe we'll give you a discount.
I mean, that's not unreasonable. Yeah, discount.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say about the Warlock Engineer. We did see his War Scroll. The sculpt's fine. Yeah, it's all right.
He's good. He's a nice looking model. He's like a basic character. He's gonna be in every army, at least right now in his current War Scroll.
Sure.
And
which also, man, he's gonna be. I'm sure he's gonna be the dude that's in the Spearhead version of the Skaven army.
Isn't this the Spearhead version of the Skaven army? Oh.
No. It's a limited. It's not all the models that come in the box.
I didn't realize. Okay.
All right. So next up, the Rattling Warp Blaster. I could get down with this. This thing's cool. This is the leaked thing that we seen the sprue of a few months back or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. I think I need at least 2 of those in my army. I saw a leaked scroll for this. It does, I believe, 3d6 shots, and you can like more and more warp powered or more and more warp bullets, and it does 66 shots.
Yeah, 6d6 plus 3.
Oh yeah, plus 3. That's right.
That is fucking cracked out of like.
20 inches. It shoots 20 inches.
Skaven things, 20-inch range, 3d6 plus 3 attacks unless you jack it up. And then you're looking at 6d6. What's the average of 6d6?
Well,
7 times 6? No, I'm sorry.
7 times.
No, it's not 7. D6 average is not 7. I don't know why I said
D6
that.
D6 is 3.5. Is the average 3 or 4, so it's 3.5.
Okay.
And if you do 6 times, it's 3.5 times 6, or 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7 times 3 is 21. So 21 shots.
21 plus 3. So 24. 24 shots at 20-inch range. 4s and 3s rend 1/1 damage, but it has crit auto wound. So any 6s you roll are going to go straight to wounding. If you do jack it up, for every 1 you roll, you're going to do 1 mortal wound back to you, and it only has 7 wounds. So,
but it does them after you finish your.
Yeah. Right, but you could just like the old warp fire cannons or whatever. They could just explode your shit right off the board if you roll a bunch of 1s.
Yeah, I mean they're
24 shots. I mean, that could be potential a lot of 1s.
Yeah, I mean theoretically, if I'm rolling, it's a lot of 1s. If you roll, it's all auto hits. So I don't know.
Well, what you'll have to do is you'll have to get some new Skaven cheater dice.
That's true. Looks like Del rolls like me, so I mean we'll both
just a fuck ton of 1s. But it's cool. I like this thing. It looks cool. Is it weird that it's getting pushed by rats? Because I thought they eliminated the whole things don't need to be pushed by rats stuff.
The only thing they got rid of that was the bell and shit like that, but there was no actual modeled pushing. The most other things are not pushed by rats.
What's
like
the okay?
So the wheel is not pushed by rats.
That's what I was wondering about this thing is like, since it's being pushed by rats, is it fast? And it is not. It's on the War Scroll. It's a 6-inch move.
Yeah.
So it's just getting like wheeled around, not like driven around.
You could convert that though. You could change it and get rid of those rats pushing it, and do some work down below, and like try to hook some stuff to the tires and things, and you could make it look like it's steam powered or whatever from that the thing in the back.
Yeah, you could. Sure. I just was wondering how
If you just didn't
egregious this
want it to
thing's
be
going to be
that.
on the battlefield, as far as like, it's got a 20-inch range and a shit ton of shots, but also can it move fast? Because that would be wild.
Well, it's no Doom Wheel, but we'll see what the Doom
Yeah.
Wheel looks like when the scroll comes out. That thing's gonna, I hope, be badass. It's one of my favorite models. I don't know if I said so, but this is probably the best model in the box.
Oh, this one. Oh, every every Skaven model is the best model.
Well, I mean, except for the ones that were the best model in the Stormcast section. They were, but this, this model is
Yeah,
probably the best one in the
I think
box.
you work for the marketing team, right? For GW.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I
do not.
Look at this model; it's the best model of all. Look at the next model; it's the best model. But this is cool. This is really, really cool. War Machine.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, it isn't out of the question that you could see a couple of these on the battlefield, coupled with a few Doom Wheels, coupled with blah blah blah. So you could make a whole Skaven army that was more War Machine style, probably. Than a bunch
you're
of
going to
little.
be able to. It's just going to depend on what you have to bring.
Sure, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think most lists did that before. Like you wouldn't. The Doom Wheels didn't. They were kind of like subpar. Your cannons weren't that great because they always exploded. And maybe that'll still be the same thing with all these war machines in Skaven, but at least you got more options now or new things. So,
well, I mean, there were a lot of like 2 model war machine things, kind of similar to the big guns that we're going to look at in a minute. Jeez, the Giselles. They would have different types of weapons that we haven't seen if they're going to put out new for,
like the weapon teams things.
Weapon teams, yeah. This I feel like is kind of more of just like a big weapon team, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like what'll be interesting too is, are war machines able to be reinforced as a unit, or are they just singles?
I don't know.
Because that would be neat too, is if you had the option to say like, oh, we're just gonna reinforce this warp blaster with another one, so you got a unit of 2 of those bros rolling around together. Might be kind of neat.
Yeah, I don't
know if they would do that. But yeah, whatever. I mean, like what I meant, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Well, it might matter in the sense if you want to put them more of these things in like a hero's retinue or whatever.
Yeah.
So you would reinforce them to make them one unit versus 2 separate ones to fit more in there. I don't know. Just spitballing. Anyways, Warp Blaster, pretty cool. Thumbs up for me on that one. That's cool.
The best model in the box. 2 thumbs up.
Clearly. New Rat Ogres. What do you think about these boys?
So I have some of the old sculpts. The old sculpts are, old as shit. Probably early 90s, late 90s, probably late 90s or early 2000s. I can't recall really. These models are freaking great reimagination of those models. They're very similar. They have like the guy with the gun. They're all like different parts. Some of the I don't know if that top right one, I don't know how I feel about that claw that he's bringing back behind his arm or behind his back.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stumpy arm kind of look there.
It may not be, though. It could just be the angle we're looking at it. That's the thing. All this stuff is just, we're going to have to get a real good look at it after we build it and take a peek at it. Yeah. But I think that these are an excellent resculpt of one of the best units in the current rule book. Rat ogres are really good in the current rules in third edition, and not a lot of people bring them because there's not a lot of these models available. But this is an excellent resculpt. I think GW has done a really great job. Like, there's been a lot of improvement in sculpting and everything with 3D printing. A lot of people have made some pretty awesome sculpts, and GW is kind of realizing that they have to pick up the pace and catch up a little bit to stay on top and stay the best looking models. And I would say with these, they probably did it. I would say this is probably the best looking models in the box.
Yeah, they might be. They might be. What I guess the question is, since rat ogres are hard to come by even right now,
yep.
and you get 3 of these dudes in the launch box, how many Skaven players are going to buy multiple launch boxes just to get a couple units of these dudes in particular?
Like right now, early on,
yeah.
Probably people are getting multiple boxes. Skaven players are going to want all these models in multiple editions of them.
Because what's better than 1 unit of rat ogres?
A reinforced unit of rat ogres.
Okay, or 2 units of rat ogres.
I think a reinforced unit is probably
1
unit of 6 is probably the way to go.
So.
The problem is that they're in the Molder clan, and I don't know what they're going to put out for that clan.
Rat ogres.
We'll talk about we'll talk about that in a minute. What's not the best looking in the box? We'll see. We'll see what they put out for it, because it's kind of an under appreciated clan. Like, Scryer's always the top one. Everyone likes it. And then you have the Nurgly boys. I can't remember. Clan Pestilence.
Yeah.
And then it seems like they're going to try to get more into Eshin, which is the Ninja Bros. And so, that leaves Molder, and that leaves whatever the freaking just the basic foot clan is. I can't recall off the top of my head. They're redoing the clan rats. I suspect they'll redo the storm vermin. They haven't shown us any yet, but
a lot of the range is old is the problem, right?
But yeah, but they're redoing a lot of it. But I don't know. I know, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know, because everything is old. It's not like half the army is from the 90s. It's all from the fucking 90s. Right.
Yeah, the abominable hell beast or whatever it is, the big giant monster rat thing, probably doesn't need to be redone.
Oh, the hell pit abomination.
Hell pit. Thank you. Yeah, that thing is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But that's another model from Clan Molder.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's in plastic anyway. Still, right now. So that's a newer thing that I don't think they'll have to resculpt. But
I think it was right before. Right before the end times, so it was in Old Fantasy, but it stood up well. It stood well.
Yeah.
But, what do you think? You think these are some of the best models in the box?
The best model in the box is yet to be shown.
Wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, just wait for it. And it ain't these boys. Warplock Giselles.
Oh shit.
This is going to be the bane of everyone's existence at the beginning of 4th edition. I'm calling it right now. If you do not kill these boys, you will die.
They only shoot 1 shot, 2 shots, right? 2 shots at 2 wounds apiece, I think.
Okay. That's fine. So? They're going to be on 3s and 3s every time.
2s and 3s, probably.
Maybe even 2s and 3s. Yeah, that's not going to be fun playing against these guys.
They remind me a lot of the old Giselles.
The models, yes.
They're better. I mean, they're better.
They're an updated sculpt, but they kept like a lot of the stuff similar to the old sculpt.
Yeah. You could put these side by side with the old sculpts and not have to like completely redo all of your models. You can still use some of the old sculpts.
Yeah.
That's what I think is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these would fit right in. Also, clearly they look a little better and updated and newer, and they have different build options and stuff. All the old ones were all the same, right?
Box.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, all the old ones look pretty much the same. I think they're all the same sculpts. They're metal.
Yeah, the
I have a bunch of them.
Hero sniping is going to be a definite thing in 4th edition for some reason. I don't know why that they made an emphasis on bringing functionality back to that type of a thing. They clearly removed it for a reason before.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping it's only one army. I'm hoping it's only Skaven. Like it'd be silly if every army has
if that's what Skaven needs to be competitive, I guess that's okay. But you know as well as I do that once 4th edition starts and everyone brings their rats back on the table, they'll have like some kind of like 65% win rate off the jump because they're in the starter box along with the Stormcast that will probably be underwhelming, and some of the abilities that they've already shown us, we're already trying to prepare like ways to not get dead by them.
Yeah, and here's my thought, and here's my devil's advocate thought. I think they're not going to have a 65% win rate because they're in the starter box. So all the good players are going to have them, but so are all the bad players. And so that's the thing. The starter box armies almost never have, ridiculous win rates because everyone has access to them. Everyone has to buy them. And there's some, like their new sculpts. I think that they're going to be, I bet they're closer to 50, 55%, I would say, right off the bat. And I bet they won't go a whole lot higher than that just because there are going to be some people that play, poorly that were just like really love Skaven.
The market will be flooded with the enough volume of Skaven bros that even though we will see some events won by good players with Skaven, that it'll balance itself out.
I think at least at first. I mean, it's going to be one of the first 2 books that come out. And the new models are beautiful and people are already like drooling over them.
Yeah.
And, for people that already have Skaven, they're just going to add to their army and use both. That for the people that don't have Skaven, they're going to have a pretty good way to get a collection here. Like I said, if I get your half and my half, I got more than one army. I got more than 2,000 points. So I mean, I feel like unless they're just egregious, unless they're just freaking absolutely disgusting. But I think that they're probably gonna be pretty even 50-50. I could be completely wrong.
Well, let's
that's
hope.
Just my thought.
Let's hope that you're right and I'm not right because I feel like you're going to give me a steady dose of Skaven, and it's not going to be that fun to like the learning curve to get around like making sure my heroes aren't all dead after the first 2 turns or something like that will be interesting to figure that out. If that's how they work, you know what I mean? Like if there's no way to protect yourself and you just got to eat it, that's going to be a rough go. So, but on to the best model in the box. Your Clan Rat boys. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say
those are the best models in the box?
I'm going to say Clan Rat's the best models in the box. Of course, I don't like Skaven.
The guy riding the rat is clearly the best model in the box. I don't know why you would think any model in that entire box is better than that, or anybody that would say that is absolutely out of their mind.
I mean, the Stormcast heroes in the box are pretty
Are
cool.
worse than the Skaven ride and the rat.
Anything to say about? Oh, I guess there's one notable thing that they did have in an interview with the Warhammer Studio Bros is that the thing that they wanted to do with these clan rats is to make them all like different heights, like some more hunched over, some more a little bit standing up, and some in between, to mimic like a swarm of rats that would be running at you, with that kind of like wavy type of look or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of cool. Obviously, the banners that these guys have are going to lend itself to some pretty cool freehand. Excuse me. If you want to do the freehand stuff on these things, pretty cool.
Yeah,
other than that, I mean,
gonna
clan
be
rats
some
are clan
decals.
rats.
Yep, you got to have them. I think they'll
So,
mix in pretty decently with the old clan rats.
yeah,
We'll have to wait and see when they're again side by side. But
and right out of the box, you get 40 of these bros, right?
yep,
So
that's enough for. Usually it's 20 in a unit, so it's one reinforced unit. So
one reinforced unit or two, or 2 units of 20, however you want to run them. But probably not going to run that many more clan rats. I mean, I don't really see people bringing like 80 clan rats or something like that unless they're going for some kind of specific way to play. I mean, I don't know why you would need 80.
It depends on their recursion and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could play them if they're similar to zombies. You can go stand on a fucking.
Yeah, well, I guess, right. Like, if you brought, I think, actually 80 might be like the top end of how many models you would need. Like, if you bought 2 boxes and had 80 clan rats, I don't think you'd need any more, is what I would say. I don't know. I'm not a Skaven player. But if you brought 2 units of 40, or if you just brought whatever combination of 80
I mean,
clan
4
rats,
units of 40 would be really, really possibly strong. Also, it's 160 wounds, right? It depends on how much damage you can do. There's no more bravery. These motherfuckers aren't running. So,
well, we don't know if
the objective.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some kind of thing, but I mean, these guys are theoretically aren't running. Listen, Del, I have said every bottle that Skaven is the best looking in the box, but I then recently just said that clearly the guy riding the rat is the coolest model in the box. But I mean, thanks for calling me out.
Well, did Del want to know what the worst model in the box is?
Yeah.
These guys clearly are the worst. These are the worst models.
You're freaking high. Scroll all the way up to the top.
No,
scroll all the way up to the top.
The scroll is broken. It's these guys. These guys are clearly the worst model in the box.
I think the worst model in the box is the dude. The lady with the fucking blindfold. Yeah, but if you change her head,
yeah, she's not. That's not a bad sculpt if you change out the head.
Like if you put a lib head on that chick, if you put a Liberator's helmet on her, I'll bet she looks freaking badass.
Oh sure, yeah, and that will happen, or some version of that will happen because the blind dude don't care for the head. Like
I'll tell you what,
blindfold thing.
There is not a bad model in this box.
You're actually that's probably the most accurate statement we've had done all night. All the models in the box are new. They're sculpted to a new level of greatness that GW's been putting out since they've been putting out new things for the game. I mean, we're going all the way back through all the like the Dawnbringer books and stuff. Everything in those were like, wow, that's pretty freaking cool. That's new, and it looks sharp. Right. The sculpting team is doing great.
From Chaos. Yeah, I mean they're hiring the best in the business. It's too bad they can't put their name on this stuff because Clan Verminus. That's the clan that I couldn't think of.
Oh, Verminous.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just. Yeah. So I'm just fired up.
So
Fired up.
that is the new models. There's much more that comes in the box.
Okay, what else is in the box?
What else is in the box? Wow, it's like they wrote the article for us. The next thing that comes in the box is actually the stuff you need for Spearhead. So
Love it.
Which is fantastic because in the 4th edition launch box, they've included all the stuff you need to play 4th edition, right? And also everything you need to run a Spearhead game in one box. So there's not like 2 separate launch boxes that are competing with each other or whatever.
I was thinking there was going to be, so I'm glad there's
well, that's
not.
what I thought too, and I think this is the best way to do it. Just you put it all in one box, and then everyone can get their hands on it. The Spearhead forces that you'll be getting is the Vigilant Brotherhood and the Gnawfeast Claw Pack. They are pictured here. It's a little tough to make out the units in here, but you don't have everything that comes in the box as part of the Spearhead force. So they do have pieced out the range a little bit to make it a small enough force for a Spearhead game between the 2 forces. So so you just won't be able to play every model in the box in a Spearhead match, but you get the board, you get 2 forces, you get the terrain, you get the cards that you need for both sides, for both forces has their battle tactics / command cards, and also the twist deck that gives a random effect for the board and with the underdog mechanic thing. So that's pretty cool. So
I'm so fired up about that. Yeah. So Del, it's not even points. You buy the Spearhead army you want to buy. So what I was just going to say is it looks like this Spearhead army for Stormcast is different than the actual Spearhead that's coming out. So there's probably 2 Spearhead for Stormcast. But in this case, there's no points. You buy the start collecting box. That's what it was back in our day. You buy that box. It gives you all the cards you need, all the models you need, all the rules you need for that army, and you don't add anything to it, and you play a game. And they play it on this smaller size board. It's about a quarter of the size of a regular Warhammer board. So you get into each other real quick. It has different rules. If you look back, there's one of our podcasts or one of our YouTube shows where we talked about Spearhead. I raved about it. I think it's probably it honestly could almost be better than regular fucking Warhammer. That being said, you don't need to buy anything else.
Right.
You just buy this. In this case, you just buy these 2 armies. But let's say you want to play freaking Lizardmen. You buy the Lizardmen Spearhead, and that's all you need for the fucking game. You don't need anything else. The rules are free. The fucking models are in that box. And the way they balance it is they, like in this instance, the clan rats are a little bit less tough. You can bring them back after they die. Meanwhile, the Stormcast has really badass guys. Maybe some of them don't get to show up.
Oh, we lost Josh again. Josh, reconnect. He got so excited we had to boot him. I'm going to text him. I'll try to get him back here on the show. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's his internet connection or something, but he bounced before. All right. So, anyways, we got you back. You got so excited. Streamlabs said, "Whoa, slow the fuck down, bro," and you were paused, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like Warcry, Del. Warcry is like fucking 8 models.
Warcry is a little different because it's got its own rule system and its own dice and it's completely separate. This is Spearhead is essentially the starter version of AoS. You play with the core rules.
It's balanced.
Yeah, all the boxes are, and to be clear, let's put this out because it matters. Each army has a Spearhead force. Some of them will be Spearhead branded boxes. The other boxes that they're going to make the rules for are the existing Vanguard boxes. So if an army doesn't have a Spearhead specific box, the models that come in a Vanguard box are going to be the models that they have the rules for Spearhead. And then they balance the boxes against each other with, like how Josh was saying, some kind of other mechanic that either like weaker troops will be able to be like brought back to life, or more elite units may have to stay off the board for a turn or two to make it fair. But I think we're both real high on this game. Even without playing it, it seems like everything that's presented so far is perfect for quick games and more enticing for new players to get their foot in the door and try out AoS.
Yeah. So Del, yeah, it's kind of like the pre-made starters, so you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And
well, what's it like
Jake
in?
Was saying,
like in 40K, they have like the kill team or the whatever. It's similar to that as far as like you just need to buy a box and play against somebody else's box, right? There's no list building. It's just
done by points.
Well, I know.
No, that's wrong. Kill team
is it not kill team? Is it?
No. You're
what's
thinking
the other
it's
one?
the right game. Kill team.
Okay.
It's kill team that you're thinking, but this is more balanced. This is what I think they're going to do with kill team next. They're kind of testing it here, and hopefully it's as balanced as they said and as fast as they said. They say you can play games in under an hour. People are playing this, and they're playing it at lunch, and they're playing it in under an hour. They're taking their little army with them, bringing it wherever. You can run, in theory, you can run a tournament for this game in like 5 to 7 hours if you get a lunch and dinner break. I mean, you can do an entire 5-game tournament in one day.
Yeah.
And that's, if people know how to play. And also you can run like a beginner type tournament where you're doing teaching kind of thing in round 1. And by round 3, people should be able to learn how to play this game. Everything's on the cards. It's going to be real.
I think we're gonna attempt that. Hopefully, it'll be a way that some people might be able to get into the game at your local store. I think that's going to be fantastic for even people that just like. I guess there's probably a stigma to wargaming games where people that like to play games just want to buy the game and play the game, right, or whatever. Or like a skirmish game where you only have to buy like we talked about earlier, like either Shatterpoint or the Crisis Protocol game,
Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yeah, where you just can buy the starter box and you have everything in there, and then you just get this stuff out and you learn how to play it and you play it. This is like that. So I think it'll be, like I said, it's going to be a great way for new players to get their foot in the door. The card system's great. You don't have there's still some tactical decisions you need to make, but it's like a finite set of choices you have. And you're only playing, like I said, you're only playing with the core rules and not all the advanced module parts of the rule set. So it should make it very easy to learn how to play it out of the box. So I'm all in on this thing. I think it's great.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited. I mean, I already have every army, so I can build pretty much every spearhead, and it's going to be fucking awesome because, like, we don't have that much time. Oh, I'm going to come over to Jake's house, and you got to work in the morning. We'll just play a quick spearhead game instead of a long 17-hour fucking AoS game. So
the other thing that's notable here too is all of the rules for Spearhead are going to be free PDFs. So like it's not like you, even if you already own the models for a Spearhead box or whatever, you don't have to then try to find or go purchase the cards or anything for the armies or whatever. It's all going to be free PDFs from what they said, so you can just look them up, print them off, and you got them. Okay, so along with the board and the models, you're going to get a 144-page hardback Spearhead Fire and Jade book. This book contains rules for 25 separate Spearhead boxes, the Spearhead Battle Pack, and the core rules that you'll need to play. That's actually really fantastic. The book alone has a lot of stuff in it that would warrant, $50 to $65 on its own, right? Like those core rule books that you'd have. Right. Well, what's what I'm saying? Like if it was sold separately, it's like a core rule book for a game, right?
Right.
So you'll get all that. So everything, all the war scrolls and everything will be inside this book that you'll get with the launch box here. You also get the cards that I just was talking about, the dual-sided gaming board, and each side represents a separate realm. And they have the twist cards go along with each side of the board.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You can see the objectives are set up differently on each side. That's cool.
So a little bit different, loadout here on where the objectives exist. They each have separate symbols on them also, and I think some of the rules are pertain to the individual objectives with the symbol on them, so you know which one they're talking about. You get the 4 pieces of terrain that we talked about earlier, so the 2 walls and the 2 pieces of scatter that are perfect for the size board that they give you for the Spearhead game. Pretty excited about that. So hopefully, I don't know. I think I still can't find a negative thing to say about the inclusion of the Spearhead stuff.
Well, we'll tell you in a minute, Tal. We're going to talk about how much it's going to be.
Some people I know I've talked to. I don't want to call out names, but I'll call it out. Michael Rausch. I talked to him the other day, and he's not high on Spearhead at all. He never read an article about Spearhead. He never watched our video about Spearhead, which I'm pretty salty about. And he said he's never going to play it. I said, why would you not? Why would you not play Spearhead? I mean, for one of the most well-rounded players in our area, I would say, probably just doesn't tickle his fancy. He doesn't like the fact that skill expression is removed from the game version.
How is skill expression removed? I mean, it's harder because everything's supposedly balanced. So it's not like you're bringing a fucking cheesy army.
No, what he's saying is, since the other module sets of the rules don't exist, that it's harder to have higher skill ceiling. One thing he did mention is that there still is spellcasting in Spearhead in a kind of roundabout way. So
it's just ability now.
Yeah, it's ability on a war scroll, and you get one choice. It's a spell that a dude gets. You don't have choice on what kind of spell you want to cast. It's either that or nothing. And the spellcasting roll is
for speed.
I know. He didn't want to hear my argument, I guess. And that's fine. Some people just won't want to play this because they'll want to play the full-blown game. But he did recognize that this is probably a good entry way for people to learn. I mean, to his point, I guess this is what I explained to him. he said that the way people learn the game is from experienced players teaching them. And when someone is experienced and they teach someone, they remove all the bloat rules from the game and teach them the core rules, right? And that's accurate. That's how you would start someone off, right? Kind of. Like you would teach them movement, and you would teach them charging and fighting and whatever, right? So he's like, well, we'd kind of do that anyway, and we would leave in spellcasting because spellcasting is spellcasting. And I'm like, okay. But I don't know. What if a couple of bros that play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic are in the store and they're like, what is this? How do we play this? And they have no idea. And they don't have anybody to show them. And yada, yada, yada. They could still buy this box, split it or whatever if they want to. They have all the rules. They can learn by playing Spearhead. And if they enjoy Spearhead enough, it will just lend itself into playing a full-blown AoS game. Yeah. That's my take on it. Anywho, back to what's in the box, because that was a little long-winded. Also in the boxes, you will receive the 272-page AoS core rulebook, along with the General's Handbook rules in card form.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, 272-page core rulebook seems a bit excessive, but I think...
I mean, there's going to be a ton of fluff, a ton of lore, a ton of pictures, a ton of, painted models. I mean, it's the same as usual for the core rulebook, I think.
Yeah, you're going to get basically everything that's ever existed in the game packed into a book. Like you said, there's going to be fluff. There's going to be a ton of lore. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. There's going to be art.
It looks nice.
So, but you'll still get all the stuff that we're interested in, right? You get the matched play section, which in the core rulebook there is a matched play section called First Blood, and that is a battle pack that does not need the General's Handbook to play. It's just their starter set of battle packs or battle plans, and even that is pretty cool. Even like later on down the road when you don't want to, or you have players that just get into the game and they don't buy this whole box set. There's rules in there for just playing games without the General's Handbook. I don't know, some guys like that, if they're not into the current season of stuff, but they want to play 4th edition games.
Well, yeah, and maybe some of the people that play the Path to Glory and things like that, but there's rules for that in there too.
Yeah, the Path to Glory is in there. I guess it's built a little bit different now from what some of the articles were saying. We're not into Path to Glory really, but the rules are in there for if you want to do a Path to Glory campaign to build up your forces. You want to start a new army and play through Path to Glory to... I know some stores do that kind of thing, right? Where they'll, it's almost like an escalation league kind of thing, but it's just a Path to Glory and you build up.
Yeah, and me and Ethan have talked about doing it. We just never have gotten ambitious enough to do it. He's actually set up armies, and I've always been like, oh, I got to work on this tournament. So, but maybe this time we'll get a Path to Glory going. Maybe we'll get you included and Adam or something. We'll just
I mean, I don't think it's on the side. Right. I don't think it would be anything that I would dislike. I just think, like you said, is every time we get around to playing the game, it's like either we got an upcoming tournament we're going to, or we want to play a full game of something rather than a little skirmish type thing to work through. But if you're into Path to Glory, that section's in there still. They're also going to give you a rules glossary, a Citadel terrain list, because they have rules for all that stuff now. and the General's Handbook cards. So the current season of stuff, all the rules and stuff will be in those cards, including the battle plans and the seasonal rules, which I don't think we've seen a picture of
We
all
don't
those
know.
yet.
I was just thinking that we don't know what the season's about yet.
Yeah. Also notable that's coming out is the actual novel, the Skaven Tide novel that will explain all the lore shit to all you lore nerds. That is not included in the box. I don't think. I think they said that will be coming separately. Anyways, that's what's in the box. A little bit of a longer show, I guess, than what we previously thought.
Yeah, I mean, we went through each thing with a fine-tooth comb. I do want to say that they are giving away, if you go back to where you just were, they're giving away, I think, 10 copies of the box. Keep going. Oh,
yeah, 10 lucky people.
Okay. I thought you were trying to show me the worst. Is it 10?
So it's 10 lucky people.
And so now you can click on that. You can sign up to win that that box, and then somewhere under the terms and conditions,
oh yeah,
it will tell you that you are going to win a prize worth
valued at
$265. That means, Del, that this fucking box set is $265 US. It's not a bad price for what you have. I mean, you're getting terrain, you're getting boards, you're getting basically rules for 2 games. Yep. You're getting 2 full armies, or not full armies, but 1,200-point armies. You're getting all the cards you need. You're getting the General's Handbook, which usually costs you about $50 a month or a year. And the 2 spearheads. So, I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, realistically, when you look at the cost, it sounds like they jacked it up, but you're getting a ton. You're probably getting the most you've ever gotten out of a box.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 hardcover books. You got the General's Handbook. It's just cards, but I mean, it's the rules for the General's Handbook. You got all the fucking models, the most models they've ever put in a box set. You got
if you were to piece all this stuff out, you're probably paying double that.
Yeah,
between all the books and the units of dudes and whatever. So I think $265 is I thought that was a low price for the box myself. With the amount of stuff that you're getting. Now again, if you're not into all of the things, like if you don't give a damn about Spearhead, maybe you try to split a box. Well, either that or you could piece out the stuff and sell it to friends or whatever. Or if you're just looking at getting the new models, you could go halvesies on someone that wants the other half of the box. Or there's ways around the price tag, but I thought $265 is pretty reasonable.
That wants to play. I mean, that's what's the math there? 130, 250 is what each person pays, or that's if you split it like 50-50. You can't do that. I mean, like one person's keeping the books and stuff. Yeah,
well, it's like probably
talking maybe $70 worth of models. And then like each army worth maybe $70 or $80 worth of models, and then the other stuff in the middle is probably worth $100. So the train and the boards and the books. I mean, I would say that's probably the way it gets split. But you negotiate that with the person.
Yeah, we'll see. I think all those eBay sellers will piece out that stuff, and there'll be a consistent price for all the, because I'm sure it'll be broke out like, here's the Skaven force, here's the Stormcast force, here's the Spearhead stuff, right? Like the board and the terrain and the book.
But the problem with that is the eBay sellers are going to try to make a profit also, right? So they're going to They're
Yeah,
gonna
but I
mark it
think
up a
it'll
little
be
bit.
like, sure, they will, yeah. But it will still be less than buying all that stuff. Like if you waited for the individual box sets of those models to come out or something, it'll still be less than buying
Yeah,
them all separately.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say. I mean, that's not unreasonable. I mean, that makes sense. All right.
But
I
yeah,
mean, I feel like I think I love everything about the box set. I'm really excited about the reveal. I really think that I don't know that there's a lot that we've hated in the rule systems that they've shown us. I know there's a lot left to see. Like they've shown us a lot of you know pieces of rules. So it's going to be, it's going to be real exciting to dig through it and try to figure it all out and everything. And this will be the first time we're on the same page starting out. Like before, I kind of taught you after I had already played quite a bit.
yeah.
And so, like, I know me and Ethan will be digging in right away, and I'm sure you'll be involved. Um, so we're gonna have a good time. So, I mean, now it's just we're on like a countdown. We don't know when the countdown ends.
Well, I mean, July.
Probably sometime in July, early or
Yeah,
late. We don't know.
yeah, and
But yeah,
that's the harder part is to try to figure out. I know we had kicked around the idea of running a tournament late July, another RTT, um, to kick off fourth edition. Now, if they don't release the stuff early enough and it runs into late July, or the release date, the actual in hand date that you can get the box isn't till the third week in July, that would be pretty tough for people to get
yeah.
the models built, a couple practice games in, because you don't want to run a tournament when no one knows any of the rules. That would be tough, I think.
Tim did that once. Tim did that when
Well,
the game very first came out.
I don't think it's impossible. I'm
It
just saying
was
it would be what we would have to have is
no,
a
it
few
was
more
it
of
was hard
us.
for him.
Well, to my point is you would have to have a few more of us just walking around TOing,
Yeah.
rather than what we're doing right now is like I'm TOing and everyone else in our group's playing. And it's not going to be hard
Well,
because
that's an
everyone
RTT.
has
Yeah.
seasoned and they know the rules and whatever. Like if there's multiple tables that need rules clarifications explained to them, because neither of them really know how the rule is, you may just need more people walking around, pointing out like how to do something. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as the box goes, I'm excited for that. The next order of business is what they announced in the article after the one we just looked at, which is that they're going to have faction-focused articles coming out starting next week.
Oh, perfect. I'm
So,
so excited for that.
yeah, so I think leading up to the new edition, we'll probably get, I would venture to say probably 2 to 3 articles a week of just the different factions, if they're going to tease every army.
Yep.
So it'll be something that we can look at and get excited for. Um, reading about how each army plays in the new edition. Hopefully they
Yeah.
release a few war scrolls so you can kind of get a little bit of that excitement going too. Like, oh shit, that unit's going to be so good, and or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're doing a little bit now with some of the Stormcast and Skaven stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure that they are going to probably. Well, I would imagine they'll start with Stormcast and Skaven just because they've already touched it and we already know they're coming, and then they'll start, putting out army by army. I mean,
Yeah.
there's already a lot of leaks. There's already a lot of leaks out there.
Yep.
People have seen these books now. It's all been revealed, and people have taken pictures. And like you said, people have taken screenshots from when the games
Yep.
were being played in the videos. And I mean, as we get closer and closer, more and more is going to be revealed, and it's going to be a wild ride from here on out.
Is Dell in the Discord? Did he join? I can't remember.
He must have, because he knew we were live.
Okay. Well, Dell, and anybody else, I will say this as we close the show. courtesy
you haven't? We'll get you there.
Courtesy of Brett in the 4th edition leaks channel. He did post the streamed game from those 2 world champs from last night. They made a YouTube video for that, so you could watch that for a 4th edition game. And also, there's a new Reddit article which kind of looks like screenshots of all of the shown rules and war scrolls that were used in that stream. So we'll be able to check those out. I haven't looked through them yet, but that's what it appears to be. And he posted those during our show, so I was kind of surprised, and I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? And, we can't do a show on that today because our show is over for tonight, or this morning. But if you want to join the Discord, and then you can look through those articles and links at your leisure.
Your leisure.
But as for this week, boys, we are finito. So
yes, sir. Let's wrap this bitch.
Pay attention for the actual release date. We will announce it as soon as we hear. But get your hands on a couple of those boxes, or at least one. And be prepared for the faction-focused articles next week. Also, next week's show will be Sunday night. I want to say, right?
Yep. So, we will be post our tournament. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I work next Sunday night. We may have to go live Saturday after the tournament.
Oh, you work a Sunday night.
Because I will be heading, or we could do Sunday morning.
And then you head up after
Sunday morning. Yeah, no, I'm heading up after our tournament. So,
okay. I guess TBD on the show time for next week, but we will have the recap stuff from our tournament to go over. So in case you're interested in how that goes, we can do a little bit in-depth thing and talk about our games. Well, you can talk about your games, and that'll be a fun thing to review, along with whatever we get for the faction focus stuff. So, all right. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Again, if you want to follow us on any of our social medias, please do. The links for the things, including the Discord, is in the About section in our Twitch feed here. So if you click on the About section, all of the social media stuff will be listed there. It does appear that Dell has joined the Discord.
Perfect. That's what I'm talking about.
Got him. Now you can never leave.
Got him.
Welcome, Dell. And I guess we'll say farewell to everyone else here watching the show. And until next week, stay frosty. Is that what they say? I don't know.
I think so. Get your Riz. Goodbye, friends.
See you later.